She rejected his proposal in front of everyone.
Okay. Okay. Nice guys always finish last. Should've known that. Gave you my heart and you fucked around and broke that. So sad. Pretty girls hurt you so bad. Girl, you play me, did me so shady. Got me in my feelings, I can't trust lately. You so lame, took me as a game. Take guys and
If there's one thing that my mom taught me not to be, is not to be a dumb bitch. So I'm going to share a piece of advice with you that she gave me that has been helping me dating in my 20s. I'm 22. I am eventually soon-ish looking to be in a long-term relationship where I could settle down. AKA marriage, family, all that good stuff. I feel like we see a hoe phase as something very bad, but it's actually really good. You want yourself and your partner to have explored other people, to have dated and have past relationships and just been in that hoe phase for a reason. When you two come together, you want to be able to choose each other outside of that. You have gone out, you have explored, you've seen what's out there. Now you're choosing to let that go and be together. Especially in a man, I don't think you want to have a guy be your husband that hasn't experienced or gone through his hoe phase, because the possibility of cheating, and with women too, but I feel like there's a higher possibility of cheating. This is going to help you and your partner know what you like, what you don't like, um, what qualities you want in the relationship, what qualities you don't like. Just you learn so much during these phases, and they are honestly parts of your life that help you develop so much. So I don't think it's a bad thing at all that people go through hoe phases. So yeah, that's what my mom told me, and I think it's 10 out of 10 advice. If there's one thing that my mom
What is up, guys? BP here. And today we are going to be looking at a couple of these TikTok videos. As you just saw from the first video, well, as you can see, this man's heart was absolutely ripped to shreds without a care in the world from his beloved woman. And yeah, so what people fail to realize is that, well, some girls just don't care. Okay. Guys, notice how this gentleman here is probably a little overweight, not very tall. And so his confidence level is probably very low. And who knows how long he's been dating this girl, maybe for a month or a couple of years. But notice here that the both individuals are not a match. Okay. So the first thing that I've noticed just from this very first video is that this individual over here, this guy, likely does not take care of himself physically, does not work out, does not go to the gym. And so the physical appeal from this woman's standpoint is that of very low value. So I imagine that she's probably got somebody on the side who is likely satisfying her, and he is just somebody for show, or somebody who she feels provides money or resources for her to utilize. All right. And you have to understand, guys, women are opportunists. And what does that mean? Well, essentially, it means that they look for better opportunities all the time, and they're survivalists. Okay. They're thinking about their own survival. So, and this is why I always talk about the dual mating strategy. Typically, women will have two men in their lives. The first guy is uh, the the guy who gives her sex. Okay, the guy that she sexually desires, and then there's guy number two, who is the provider. All right. So the provider male is typically this guy here, not very appealing physically, and she probably uses him for his money or his resources. Okay. So you have to watch out for those dual mating strategies of women and try to avoid them or become both guy number one and guy number two. You provide her with sexual fulfillment and money and resources. So you have to become both in order to eliminate or defeat her female nature of the dual mating strategy. All right, and the second one I wanted to show you is this person right here on TikTok. How notice that women give each other the absolute worst advice, and they don't quite understand or realize it themselves. But just ask yourself this question, young lady. If you had a daughter, would you give your daughter the same advice to go out and just do whatever you want, explore your options, and so forth? And the answer is absolutely not. And the reason is because why? Well, it's because it's unsafe. It's dangerous. Why would you go out there in the world and experiment with many different lovers and sexual partners? That's a very dangerous way to live your life. And you would not advise that to your own children. But rather, you would instead tell your children, try to find one person that you like and that you find appealing, both sexually and also who is financially successful. They're not a deadbeat. They're not living in their mom's basement. Okay, they have things going for themselves. Okay, maybe he doesn't make six figures a year. Maybe he makes 50K a year. Okay, that is still respectable. Okay, I think women should teach each other how to pick the guy who makes 50K a year and is actually sexually appealing over the guy who's making six figures or seven figures a year and she has no desire for. You're wasting his time. Okay, but yeah, notice the bad advice women give to each other, that they'll say, "Oh, you need to be a hoe. You need to go out and experience life." And and what guys don't realize is that women these days are much more sexually experienced than men. All right, a lot of these girls are doing things on the side that you have no idea what they're doing, like things like OnlyFans and porn. Okay, girls can literally get paid a couple $1,000s to fly out on a Saturday. They'll come back on a Monday or a Sunday, okay, and they'll go do a photo shoot or a video shoot in a porn studio. And you, as the guy, the husband or the boyfriend, will have no idea what she just did. She'll tell you, "Oh, she went on a girls' trip," or "Oh, she went out of town for business," or something like that. So you have no clue what is going on behind closed doors, and you're never going to know about it, because if it's on a paid for site, okay, it's not going to be freely accessible to the public. So guys, you have to understand that this is the type of advice that women are getting from each other, that they're telling each other to go out and be a hoe and be sexually promiscuous, partake in dangerous activities where you don't know what kind of men she's meeting. Okay, these could be drug dealers, they could be gang members, they could have hidden agendas. Maybe they're serial killers or rapists. You don't know what these men are going to do to you, as a woman. So why would you tell other women to go out and partake of this dangerous behavior? It's quite careless, if you ask me. And then lastly, let's take a look at this individual here. This young lady is saying, "Oh, if you're going through a breakup, just hang in there. It's going to get better." And notice how she cried for like maybe 2 seconds, and right after, she was back at it. She was back in the world. She was partying. She was having a good time. All right, she completely forgot about the guy that she had left, or and I imagine, since statistics show that most breakups are initiated by women, most divorces, it's about 90% of divorces are initiated by women. So that tells me they typically will leave the relationship first. All right, so men are not the ones doing the breakups. They are actually the ones willing to go to therapy, to counseling, to get some help for their relationship. But rather, it's the women who are seeking the opportunity. They are opportunists. They're looking for something, that what some people would call the bigger, better deal. The guy that's taller, the guy that's more muscular, the guy that has more money. Okay, the guy that provides more sexual fulfillment, more fun. He's a lot more enjoyable to be around. And so that's what they're looking for. And so that's why, guys, remember, if you think women these days are going to stand by you when you go through hard times, you are sadly mistaken. Matter of fact, what's going to happen is, instead, what you people think is, "Oh, if I go to jail, my woman will stand by me. She's going to be my ride or die chick." You ever heard that? "Oh, she's my ride or die." Man, let me give you a dose of reality. No, she is not. As a matter of fact, when you guys break up, or if you go to jail, or you travel overseas to fight for your country, guess what's going to be happening? She's not going to wait 5 minutes. Okay, she might cry a tear or two and say, wow, he was a good guy. And then she's going to be right back at it. She's going to be jumping for joy. That's why, guys, it's completely vain for you to take your own life over a woman. Matter of fact, you should never take your own life, period. Because if you do, guess what's going to happen? She's going to cry a tear for about a second, and then she's going to jump right back into the scene. So, you ever heard those stories? Oh, this guy over here, he took his life because of a breakup. All right, guys, it's not worth it, because even if you do die, all right, she's going to spread your ashes on your grave, or maybe in the sea or whatever, say he was a good man, and then she's going to jump right back into the dating scene and be hammered out by multiple men. So you think that she's going to be sitting around crying for you for months and months and months? No, that's you. That's how men deal with breakups. All right, guys will cry their eyes out for months and years before they move on. And women do not do that. You'll be sitting in jail wondering what happened to your life, and she'll be out there partying it up and getting her clubbing on. Okay. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and always remember, guys, play things by your rules, not by hers. Okay. So yeah, just make sure you guys protect yourselves, and be safe out there.